I'm Lisa, and I bring humility and gratitude, and I bring, and I'm looking forward to taking home surrender. Okay, so the format of the evening, I'll share. I get told what to explain, and then we do the meditation, and then we'll do a few exercises just to integrate the energy that's coming through. So what's been happening is, as each of you spoke, and there's an energy that's just going through your cells of your body, so you will be starting to feel a little bit more peaceful already. And hopefully by the end of the evening, this will have integrated itself into your cellular structure, so you will take home that. Now, the power of the spoken word, that's the theme for this evening. And really, it could be called the power of tone. Because my experience of seeing energy and experiencing energy in people is that we're sorry, this isn't finished. Just got to finish this. Linking everyone in the circle. So when a person's standing up, when you've got a person standing up, you've got your physical body here, and all around us we've got our energy fields, which we're all aware of, just standing all around us. There's three components that I'm aware of in this extra field, and one of them is the electricity, or our life force. So we've got, it's measurable, it's tangible, our energetic auric field. The second thing is the water content, because for every glass of water that you drink, 60% of it comes out as, sweat and urine, but 40% of it comes out on your breath as water vapor. So when you're going on your glasses to clean them, you see that little water vapor. What you have sitting around your auric field is you've got all of this electricity, and then when you breathe out, you've got this aura. It's like a hub of water, tiny particles sitting around you. And so if you can imagine, so now you've got this little cloud of energy that's going through you. That's when a person is intuiting something from somebody else, or a psychic is reading, oftentimes what they'll do is they'll sit and they'll breathe in. They'll just stand there and they go, and they're breathing in your life information. They're breathing in your emotions on the water. So your emotions are sitting in this water field around you. The value of tone, or the words that you use, the power of those words, is that when a person starts to make a tone or speak with intention and use words, that's what creates the colour. That's the electricity, the water, and the tone. So that's what starts to make the colour and the aura, and that's what starts to give that massive cloud around you its power. So when we invoke higher energies as we're speaking, dear God, or dear Jesus, or dear, when we invite that into our prayer, we're actually taking that whole auric cloud around us and we're just lifting it to a whole other level. So what I see when I'm doing healing work on the table is I've found that I can have there can be a person sitting there and like let's say John's on the table, and I might see a chunk of energy in his right knee, and it's just not shifting. Sometimes pulsing will move it. How many people here are healers or have done healing work or had healing work? Yeah. So what happens is it can be sitting there and it may not move, and I can bring energy through, and it still won't move. I can ask higher beings to come through, but what I've been told is often I get shown that this person needs to forgive somebody, like their father or something like this. When that person actually speaks the words, and often I hear it, I'm told you need to ask them to say, I forgive you, Dad. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, because they just don't want to forgive them. when that person says those words, that's when a full emotional release happens. And it's not just the knee. Often the release will be right down an entire meridian line of the body. So the whole body lets go. So the 4 of the most powerful words that I use when I'm doing this work, and I'm talking about the healing work that I do, because it's not just a one-off. This is every day, you know, when I'm here working with people. And I want you to be able to take this home with you as a tool when something's not working in your life. You know, you might have a great relationship, great work life, but the money's lousy. Or you might have, you know, or something's out of balance. Whatever it is that's out of balance, this is where you can use the tone or the words to help shift the energy around that block. So the 4 words that I found I get asked to use often is forgiveness. Let's say it's an ex-husband, you know, a woman's on my table. You can feel me, Robin? I haven't got my... I've got a woman on the table, and she might have a chunk of energy here from an ex-husband. And it might be not the last one, but it might have been the one before that or the one before that, and it just won't budge. So what I get asked to do is, it could be any given order, but they have to speak it out loud. And what that does is it opens up all of those cells, and it gets that blocked energy flowing. So often it's forgiveness, and this comes from the Ho'oponopono. Has everybody heard of Ho'oponopono? Yeah, no, anybody not? Morgan? No, you haven't? It's based on a gentleman in Hawaii. And what he learned was he would take case files from prisoners, and he would read whatever their psychological histories were, and he would forgive those attributes in his own body. He would say, I forgive myself for this, I love myself for this. And he would thank God for that experience, and he would love the experience. So what I'm asked to do is, they'll say, I forgive you, Jack or John. I forgive you, John. I love you, John. I thank you, John, for the lessons. I usually put for the lessons in, because oftentimes it's really hard for them to thank. And I'm grateful. And sometimes it's only 1 or 2, and sometimes it might take 10 or 15 minutes of tears and crying on just one of those, you know, for forgiveness, to let it out. But it is so powerful. You know, and we can be really, really peaceful in 98% of our body, but there might be a big chunk of energy that's sitting hard, knotted in your shoulders, that's not budging. And that's where you just can put your hand onto that part of your body. And it doesn't matter if you're not sensitive, and it doesn't matter if you can't feel it, but you say, I thank you, I love you, I forgive you, and I'm sorry. Okay, so these, I'm giving you the, I don't learn this stuff, I'm sharing based on experience. So those are the most important words I wanted to share with you this evening. So just everyone take a really deep breath now, because I'm just feeling congestion around the bottom of your spines, just relating to just the way you're sitting. And just bring your feet flat on the floor. The energy is getting quite high in here, so I just want everyone to be able to feel like you can let anything excess go out through the soles of your feet. So if you feel like you want to go barefoot, do that. And just relax the base of your spine. Okay, and relax the back of your neck as well, up around this part of it here. Because what we're going to be doing is just we're going to be opening up the entire chakra centers in our meditation that's coming up. Okay. Now the other thing that I want to talk about with the power of the spoken word is the first time I experienced a really considerable block in a woman's heart, and this was a very powerful woman, but there was a part of her that just couldn't move forward. And all of a sudden I saw her at her wedding day, and she'd been married into a Jewish relationship. And this vow that she'd made, even though she'd been divorced for 15 years, was still valid in her cellular structure because she'd made it in the eyes of God. So what we need to contemplate is where we've made vows in our lives, consciously or unconsciously. So we don't have to do this now, but if you're going through something and you're moving forward, you just can put your hand again, put it on your chest or on your body or on your partner, and just say, I release, and we can do one now. Let's do one now together. Yep. And we're just gonna release. We'll release, because sometimes people make vows of poverty, in other lifetimes or this lifetime, or they might have felt displaced when they were younger, when they had money and felt embarrassed that they had money and other people didn't. So we just say, I release all vows, consciously or unconsciously, that I have made to poverty.
That I have made to poverty.
I release these to divine love and light.
I release these to divine love and light.
And I now open myself to receive abundant wealth.
I now open myself to receive abundant wealth.
Body, mind and soul.
Body, mind and soul.
Across all dimensions of space and time.
Across all dimensions of space and time.
I release all anxiety to wealth.
I release all anxiety to wealth.
I am open and willing to receive wealth now.
I am open and willing to receive wealth now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, can anyone feel a difference?
Yeah.